The moment you stop reacting is the moment people start watching differently. Not casually, not passively, closely. Let's be real. Nobody studies someone this hard for no reason. People don't replay conversations in their head, track your moods, or quietly take mental notes unless something about you doesn't line up with what they expected. This isn't curiosity, it's confusion mixed with disbelief. Because in their mind, your life was supposed to follow a script, and instead, you went off script without asking permission. Here's what most people don't talk about. Behavioral patterns show that humans fixate most on what they can't predict. Not the loud ones, not the dramatic ones, but the calm, consistent, unbothered ones who keep moving forward without chaos. That's why systems study anomalies, not because they're flashy, but because they don't behave the way they're supposed to. And now add real life to that. You didn't collapse when pressure showed up. You didn't unravel when things got unfair. You didn't perform your pain for sympathy or explain yourself to stay light. That's where the obsession quietly began, because nothing unsettles people more than someone who survives without advertising their struggle. It breaks the mental math. The numbers stop adding up, and when people don't understand the math, they start checking the work. So now you don't have supporters. You don't even have haters. You have observers. The kind who remember things you forgot you ever said. The kind who notice your silence, your timing, your shifts. The kind who laugh with you but analyze you after you leave the room. And the hilarious part? They think they're subtle. They're not. Surveillance always looks calm on the surface and frantic underneath. What makes it almost ironic is that you're not doing anything dramatic. You're just existing without the chaos they expected. No breakdown, no public unraveling, no storyline they can summarize to feel superior. Just you, moving forward, minding your business, living rent-free in several overworked imaginations. And once you understand why this happens, everything shifts. Because their attention isn't pressure, it's a reaction. A reaction to something they can't control, can't decode, and can't ignore. They're not watching you to copy you. They're watching to understand how you survive. At the beginning, they didn't think you were special. You weren't a threat. You weren't impressive. You were supposed to fold quietly like everyone else. Life was supposed to rough you up, slow you down, humble you into something smaller and more predictable. When that didn't happen, something inside them got unsettled. They're not trying to figure out your confidence. They're trying to figure out your endurance. You went through things that usually leave people bitter, unstable, or visibly damaged, yet you kept moving without becoming what hurt you. That doesn't compute for people who measure strength by noise. So they study you. How you speak, how you pause, how you don't overshare. Not because they want your life, but because they want answers. And there's a mirror effect they don't like to admit. Your survival highlights moments where they gave up, compromised themselves, or stayed stuck longer than they should have. Watching you lets them sit with that discomfort without facing it directly. If they can explain you, they don't have to confront themselves. That's why the attention feels intense. It's not admiration, it's unresolved disbelief. You are living proof that pressure doesn't automatically destroy people. And for someone who used hardship as an excuse, that realization is disturbing. The obsession deepens when their story about you breaks. They had a narrative, a neat little box you fit into, predictable, manageable, containable. You were supposed to struggle on cue, fail at the right moment, stay where they could measure themselves against you without feeling threatened. Then you broke the script, quietly, consistently, without explanation. You didn't crumble. You didn't ask permission. You didn't perform for validation. Now nothing they thought they knew works anymore, and humans hate unresolved chaos. So they analyze, replay, scrutinize, not casually, desperately. Your composure becomes an anomaly. Your consistency becomes a problem. Your growth becomes a question they can't answer. They're not just watching you. They're trying to rebuild reality in a way that doesn't make them feel wrong. And the more unbothered you remain, the more their fixation grows. You've become proof that their excuses were optional. Nothing frustrates people more than reality exposing the lies they told themselves. They blame timing, circumstances, other people, bad luck. And then there's you, moving forward without explaining, apologizing, or conforming. Every calm response, every boundary held, every quiet win. It all says the same thing without words. It could have been done differently. And that rattles them, not because of envy, but because of dissonance. Your existence challenges the rules they use to stay comfortable. They watch harder because they're trying to find the missing piece that excuses them again, but no amount of observation changes the truth. Your life exists independently of their explanations. They monitor you because they're searching for your breaking point. They're not looking for your victories. They're hunting for cracks. Every pause becomes data. Every expression becomes evidence. They need to see you falter, not because they hate you, but because they need to normalize you. They fear unpredictability. They fear being outpaced. They fear the idea that some people endure pressure without collapsing. So they scan, analyze, replay, and every calm reaction you don't give them becomes proof they can't reconcile. Your resilience isn't loud, it's steady. And that terrifies people who rely on chaos to feel in control. Your calm creates more anxiety than confrontation ever could. People know how to respond to anger, to drama, to emotional explosions. But calm removes leverage. It doesn't fight. It doesn't explain. It doesn't rush to prove anything. And when tension rises and you don't rise with it, something short circuits in their mind. They were prepared for resistance, not restraint. That's why they watch. That's why they analyze. That's why your silence feels loud. Because somewhere deep down, they're wondering the one question they won't ask out loud. What do you know that they don't? Stay dangerous.